Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we'll look at how we can protect our files and folders on a Windows 11 device using encryption. Now we'll be using a tool called Encrypt. We'll go ahead and download and install the tool. So I'm going to open my browser here. Then I'm going to search for Encrypt. Encrypt download, and then go to encrypt.io. Once we get to the site, there's different download options based on the OS we are running. Since we're going to be installing this on a Windows 11 machine, we can go with these options here. There's a .exe file, MSI file. One of those two should work. So click on one and then wait for the download to be completed. So it says that it's done. By default, this should download to the downloads folder. I'm going to open File Explorer here and go to downloads. This is the file we just downloaded. To install it, we just double click on it. Next. Accept, next. I'm just going with the defaults here. Okay, so if you don't want to have shortcuts on the desktop, if you don't want it on the start menu, you can uncheck. So let's go ahead and click next here. Install. Okay, yes. Okay. So if you wanted to read about Encrypt, you can open that link and then you can read about it. So this one is just gonna give you like a tutorial, a quick tutorial on how to use it. Okay, so it's a useful tutorial if you're new to Encrypt. I'm gonna go ahead and minimize that. So it's finished. Okay, so let's search for Encrypt. So this is the app. So with this tool, we create a volume, and then this volume is gonna act as an encrypted container where we can store any sensitive files and folders that we want to protect. Now we'll go ahead and begin the process. We'll click on create volume, and then here it says create an encrypted file container. So we'll just go with this option here. We are gonna create a container. Okay, there's other options for encrypting like drives, USB drives, and so on, but we are working on encrypting our files and folders. So I'm going with the first option, next. I'm gonna go with the standard volume, next. Okay, now here we have to select where we want to save this container, and then we'll need to name it. So I'm going to click on select file, and then here I'm going to navigate to where I want to save this container. I'm just going to put it in my downloads here, or desktop, doesn't really matter. I'm going to give the container a name. Let me call it, so I'm going to call it Encrypt test. I'm gonna click save. Okay, so there it is. Next. Now here you have to select your encryption algorithm and hash algorithm. The default one is AES. There's other options here, but AES is good enough. It's FIPS approved, which tells us it's a strong encryption, so we can go with that one. And then for hash, we'll go with the SHA-512 or 512. Next. Now you have to specify the volume size for your container. Now this is the amount of free space, so it has to be less than this. So for this one, I'm just going to put 100 MBs. So you have different file sizes here you can pick from. Next. This is where we type in the password. This is what's going to protect this encrypted container. So you'll need to type in a strong password. I'm gonna put in a simple password here. This is just for testing. Now you'll see that it's gonna warn us if it's a weak password. Let's go ahead and click next. If you wanted to display your password, you can click on this. Now it's giving me a warning telling me that the password is not strong enough and asking me if I want to continue. Now it's recommending that we use at least 20 characters in our password to make it a strong password. But in this case, I'm just doing testing, so I'm going to click yes. Now you can generate some randomness by moving your mouse around. Okay. Once you're satisfied, you can click format. and then a window is going to pop up telling you that you successfully created Veracrypt's volume. So I'll click OK, exit. Now we have our volume and we place it on our desktop. There it is. Now you'll find that it's empty right now. If you click on it, you shouldn't be able to open it. So the system doesn't know if it's a file or folder. It doesn't really know what to use to open it, because this is our encrypted container. So in order for us to view contents inside this container, or in order for us to put any files inside this container, we need to mount it. We need to mount this volume. Now the process for mounting is, you can select any available drive here, and then you have to select file, and then you have to go to where you have this container. So it's on my desktop. Select it, click open. Next thing you have to do is click mount. Now before you can get it mounted, you need to input your password that you created. Remember, this is protected by the password, so in order for us to open it, we need the password. So input your password and click OK. Okay, depending on the size of your encrypted volume, it could take a while to mount it. So now you can see it's mounted. If I open File Explorer and go to this PC, I should see that it's also showing here under devices and drives. Remember, we mounted it on the A, so this is the A drive, and right now it's empty. If I click on it, there's nothing inside of it. Now if you have files that you want to protect, you can place them in here. So for instance, I can right click and new folder, test folder, and right click new text document, and if you have files in other locations, you can always copy them and place them in here. Okay, so let's go to downloads and let's just grab one of these, go back to this PC, and then I'll just paste it here. Okay, now I have those files and the folder in my encrypted container. Right now it's mounted, so I'm able to view the contents of it. One thing you'll realize is that once I unmount it, so once you're done viewing or working with your encrypted container, you want to go ahead and unmount it so that it can remain protected. So you have to go back to Veracrypt, and actually let me put this to the side here so you can see what happens when I unmount it. So right now we see that it's showing here. It's selected. If I click unmount, it should go away, and now it's not available, and we have no way of viewing the contents. We do see it here, and like I said, if you try to click on it, you can't open it. Okay, so that's all for this video. That's how you can protect your sensitive information on a Windows 11 device using the tool called Veracrypt, which allows us to create encrypted containers where we can place our files and folders. So I hope this information has been helpful. I'll catch you in my next video. Thanks. Bye.